I was trying to figure out how to write a little review on this, and I kept deleting essays worth of content. So I'm like, let me just do, a little review on the podcast, give the girls what they want. Welcome back to another episode of Cake Radio. So, Mario movie's out. I saw it yesterday as of recording this, and I gotta give y'all my little thoughts, because as most people do nowadays, they have a Letterboxd page, as I do. Follow me at CakeDive on Letterboxd. And I was trying to figure out how to write a little review on this, and I kept deleting essays worth of content. So I'm like, let me just do, a little review on the podcast, give the girls what they want, and talk about this movie, the Illumination and Nintendo produced Mario movie. So the way that I do things when I do reviews is I give you guys quick thoughts and then provide any sort of spoiler connected thoughts with warning near the end. So my quick thoughts: the movie, very well done visually. The cast is alright, and overall it's a fun little silly movie for family and Mario fans to enjoy alike. That being said, the story, baby, there's no story. The story is just kind of like, it's a little bland, it's a little not there, as expected from Illumination, it seems. And yeah, we just gotta kind of talk about it and break that down. I think at the end of the day, what everyone was like fearing the cast would be like when like we saw the announcement from the Nintendo Direct of who was gonna be in these roles, it's exactly as you feared. For better or for worse. Seth Rogen got his little Seth Rogen laugh going on. It's so quirky, so funny, and he's just kind of like using his normal voice about Mario with Chris Pratt. It's exactly as you expected early on when we got the first trailer or so. But I think that they kind of allowed us to excuse it a little bit. They excused it fairly well, but again, as I said before, it's exactly what a lot of people were fearing. Anya Taylor-Joy strong here, A lot of people said that she phoned it in, but I'm gonna be honest, I think she still ate that performance up. I think she still did a great job. I think she gave a win for white girls everywhere. Peach fans, y'all won. Y'all ate.
You're not that but you still ate that little one. That little one thing, you ate that one thing.
Jack Black as Bowser, baby, he did a great job. 10s. I gotta give 10s where 10s are due, and he gave a 10 out of 10 performance. They made Bowser a simp in this movie, and it was too funny. I had a great time with his performance. That's pretty much really it. I think I like Charlie Day as Luigi. I don't have too many comments about that. And that's really it. I mean, animation-wise, the animation is great here. I think that they did really good when you're in, like, the Mario scenes. When you're in the Mushroom Kingdom. When you're in, like, the Mario universe, like, it looks great. But, like, in the opening sequence when we're in Brooklyn, there's a lot of people who are there who kind of look like Mario characters, and then there's others who look like they were copied straight out of, like, The Secret Life of Pets. And I'm kind of, like, a little jarred by that, because it's like, these are two different movies. It definitely looked like Nintendo was like, listen, y'all better get these Mario characters right, and I don't give two shits about the other characters that you finna put up in here. Any humans and stuff, like, y'all got that. Y'all good. It goes very fast. It's a short movie, and I love a good short movie. And I know a lot of people were complaining, saying that, like, it's almost too quick. The scenes go by a little too fast. And I think, I think that was necessary, because I feel like if they kind of sat and reveled in any of these scenes that they were going through, they would have needed a better script. And the way, no shade, if you've seen some of these Illumination scripts, they kind of, they're kind of light in terms of story. It's just kind of, it is what it is. And basically, going through that, I think with what we got with the story, it's fine overall. Like, I feel like it kind of is a little like the sore spot of this film, and I think that a lot of people kind of agree with that sentiment, because there isn't necessarily much of a story, and the story beats that are there are kind of But I think overall, like, as a film, like, I feel like you will be able to enjoy this for what it is. I don't know what they're going to do with the sequel, because I know the way that this movie's eating up the box office right now, it's taking #1 worldwide. And girl, the way that this movie kind of ends, I'm not too sure what they're gonna do with the sequel. Like, it doesn't really, like, they kind of tease it. They kind of leave the door open just in case, like, the film didn't do well, but we knew the film was gonna do well. I don't know what a Super Mario Bros. Movie 2 would look like. Now, I do have pitches for a spin-off, for some spin-offs real quick. We need a Luigi's Mansion spin-off. Listen, I was dragging Illumination Universal, but y'all need to call me a little bit, because I got these pitches for y'all. Luigi's Mansion spin-off, please. And then I need a Mario Sports spinoff. Like, give me a Mario Tennis or a Mario Golf type spinoff. And I know everyone is cramming for a Super Smash Bros. Type thing. I think that needs to go down. That needs to happen a little later down the line. Like, I think we need to do get some of the other, like, Nintendo characters, their own movies out first. And then we do Super Smash Bros. We can't just do Super Smash Bros. Out the gate, y'all. Like, we kind of need to put our thinking caps on. That's it for my, like, non-spoiler thoughts, and now we're about to talk about the spoiler review. So this is your warning. If y'all haven't seen the movie, I don't know if you have or haven't, y'all need to click off the podcast episode or, click off the video now, because I'm about to talk about the spoilers. But if you don't care, or if you've seen the movie and you want to hear my spoiler thoughts, just sit here and wait. Yeah, they really put Bowser in a jar. They put Bowser in a jar, guys. That's how he gets defeated. He gets shrunk and put in a jar. That's embarrassing. He got put in a jar, y'all. Basically, I mean, I don't have too many spoiler thoughts, but I know, like, just in case I have to talk about certain scenes, which I do have to talk about certain scenes, like, I need to give y'all a warning. But basically, I think one of my favorite scenes was when they kind of back to what I said previously in the non-spoiler review. I said that the scenes go by quick, and I know there's been complaints about some of these scenes not being fully realized, and as I said, I feel like they would have needed a better script if they wanted to go a little bit longer with the movie and with some of these scenes. I think the few scenes that kind of really highlight the fact that they could have sat in these scenes a little bit longer were the opening sequence. I feel like the opening sequence was good. I feel like it could have been better if we could have seen the relationship between Mario and his father and how they kind of, like, go at it a little bit more than we did. And I feel like it would have been better if we kind of saw Mario and Luigi's relationship before they end up in the Mushroom Kingdom a little bit better. Because, like, they kind of touched on it. There's a scene in the movie in which Luigi gets captured and is being taken to Bowser. And there's, like, a flashback scene in which when Luigi and Mario were kids, which I actually like this scene, this flashback. In which, like, Luigi's being bullied, like, by a kid, and Mario attacks the kid, and the bully runs away, and Luigi's defended. And I think that scene was done really well, but I feel like we didn't have enough time seeing their, like, grown up sort of, like, dynamic together in the opening sequence, as much as we should have. The other scene I think would have been more impactful was the sequence where basically when we're in, like, the fires, when we're seeing, like, the fire flowers, and it's Mario and Peach and Toad, and we get to see, Peach sort of use the fire flower as the power up, and she kind of reveals a little bit of her backstory. I feel like that scene was really well done, but I think we didn't get too much more about Princess Peach's, like, background beyond that moment. I feel like it seemed like they were kind of going with, like, a little bit of a Star Wars route, in which they were kind of like, oh, like, we don't know where Princess Peach was from, but we are going to, like, but we're kind of, like, hinting at the fact that she might be from, like, Brooklyn or from, like, the human world, because she is also a human. I feel like it would have been more impactful if, like, near the end, or, like, during the final battle, in which she, like, comes through and she kind of she either, like, recognizes that she's from Brooklyn, or, like, maybe she sees her parents or something there felt missing. And I feel like it was something that was touched on but didn't get addressed for the rest of the movie. The other thing that I feel like didn't get touched on enough was probably the sort of the dynamic against Bowser and Princess Peach. because I feel like they really touched on the fact that Bowser's a simp for Peach and really loves Peach, and Princess Peach has that wants nothing to do with him. But I feel like it would have been stronger if we got a little bit more context establishing Bowser's sort of reign on um, this world, how he came to be, how they met, how Princess Peach and Bowser met, like what was their first battle, or sort of like introduction to each other. I would have liked seeing a little bit of that and seeing how like Bowser's love for Peach was established and stuff like that, you know? Like I feel like there's a lot more character building that could have existed in this film that didn't happen because the script just wasn't there. But I think, you know, if they do like a Mario Bros movie 2, which they are going to do, I feel like they need to step it up with the script. Like that's what I'm hearing. Like I know, like I would say that this movie was a great start, like a good start. I'm not gonna say great. It's good, but not great. It was a good start, but when we get to the sequel, like y'all need to do a little step up. Like we can't just redo what y'all did here. Like the girls are not gonna like it. Like I could see it being like a Secret Life of Pets to Secret Life of Pets 2 situation if they kind of keep going with the mid script. I need them to step it up so it's more of a Minions 2 type beat, you know, since we're comparing it with Illumination terms. And I think not even Illumination, I think Nintendo is aware of that, especially. But because this is their franchises and they're very protective of their franchises. But we're going to have to wait and see. And, I mean, that's all I really have to say about it. Like, at the end of the day, you know, I feel like people are going to enjoy the movie. But, right, it's going to be awkward if they just not going to improve with the next film. Like, we need a better script because the script here just wasn't that great. And, you know, as good as the visuals were, as fun as the cast was, as silly as it is, you need to improve that script, baby. Like, we need you to improve that script a little bit better than it was here. That reminds me, music. I really liked the music here until I didn't. I think the soundtrack here was strong when it focused on like the Mario beats. There's a lot of Mario game Easter eggs that they here, and they paid a really strong homage to a lot of the titles here. When the DK rap came on, like I was really hyped. Like it was really exciting seeing a lot of the nostalgic pieces here. They need to credit the artist who made that song though. Like y'all kind of cut him out with the credits. Y'all need to give him his 10. Y'all need to give him them 10s. Like, but then they started doing some of like the pop songs, and you like clock the pop songs, and you're like, oh. And I know they were trying to do it for like hilarious bits, but like, it reminded me a lot of how like people were making memes about, oh, like Mario is gonna use that one song by like Kesha. I think it's like "Don't Stop, Make It Stop, Man, the Party Won't Stop." Oh, 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 like that song. And I was like, it gave off that vibe, and it kind of takes you out of the movie a bit because you're thinking like, oh, like this movie is really trying pretty hard to like be better than like what a lot of people were fearing. And then it's like, sigh, we kind of are what y'all was expecting, but we're gonna do some things a little different though, and it's a little unfortunate because it takes you out of the movie a little bit. I'm gonna give this a good 3.5 out of 5. Issues are noticeable and they're glaringly noticeable, and I'm hoping for the sequel y'all figure this out a little bit better. There's parts in the movie in which I'm kind of like I like it, but do I like it enough to recommend it? And I think it's very close to me recommending it. Like I'm gonna recommend it. Y'all tune in. Y'all probably already gonna watch it. Wherever you're listening to this Cake Radio episode, go to the comments or go to the Q&A section. Or if y'all want to follow me on Twitter, go to at the CakeDive and let me know what y'all thought about the movie. Was y'all recommend it to people? And also, like, what thoughts do you have What do you think is gonna be the sequel? Like, what do y'all think the sequel's gonna be about? I know they kind of hinted on like Yoshi being a part of the sequel. I think they might do a reverse like Yoshi's Island type thing maybe. But that's it for me, y'all. This has been Cake Radio. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And be sure to follow the podcast on your podcast platform so you're listening to this on the podcast platforms, y'all. Love y'all.